Hey, hello everybody, what is up all you beautiful, beautiful people? My name is Alex, and today we're playing some more Oblivion, and we are leveling our mysticism. So, I recently just headed into the store, what's it called? With the Way or something? And yeah, the shop over there. And bought a detect life spell, a minor detect life. And apparently this is the best way to level mysticism, which I eventually am gonna need to have at slightly higher levels because I want to get a soul trap at some point once I get around to it. So this is a really quick way to level mysticism. You use your detect life spell in a town and you'll find plenty of it'll trigger off plenty of targets, and as such each cast will get you quite well along on the levels for mysticism. Let's see. I believe we need to clean out our inventories. Let's see. Have a couple of these potions. I think I had restore magicka over time. Yeah. Mysticism started at 15, it's currently at 17. Let's get up to 20 at the very least before I move on with my plan for the day. So I'm going to continue making this horrible noise and I'll see you in a second. So I was just spamming my spell and what's-her-face just walked up and said, "I've been looking for you," and then when I speak to her, "I don't want to talk to you."
The King and Queen Tavern isn't a bad place to stay if you're visiting the city.
Okay, what can you tell me about the Imperial City?
People in the city, they get stuff and forget to pay. So I help them remember.
Right.
You talk to them, lean on them a bit, and they remember right away.
So you're an enforcer, okay.
I have things to do.
Okay. Go about your business. One more level and continue whatever we're doing.
I'm listening. How cozy.
Level 22. Yeah, good enough. Alright, so we're gonna head off to Frostcrack Expire. We need to clear out our inventory a little bit and potentially make a slightly better version of the detect life spell. I think it levels up based on how many targets you hit, so having a bigger radius on it would definitely help. Make a custom spell, maybe. We'll see. So how's everyone doing? I've been doing fine. Feeling a little bit bad about not putting out episodes the past couple of week and a half. I've just been busy, to be honest, and lack of motivation, I guess. Let's see. Detect life. I don't think the magnitude matters that much, but the magnitude equals the... Yeah, that probably equals the power of it. And duration, right. I don't need it to last that long if it's just a level up spell. Can have the magnitude pretty high. I thought you were able to tell the mana usage. Do I only have 12 magicka? I refuse to believe that. Magicka. 132. Oh well, I'll deal with that later. I'll look into it. Let's see. Living area. Yeah, life's just been doing its thing. We had the 17th of May, which is the national holiday here in my country. And I went to the capital, and with my girlfriend, we traveled there, and we had a very nice time in the sun. Just, you know, hanging out in the city, having beers with friends, and just enjoying life, to be honest. I think it's important to have those little mini adventures in between everyday life, you know. So, I do apologize for not putting out videos regularly as I wanted to, and intended to even. But I hope to be back at least with a weekly video. If not, a couple times a week. We'll see how invested I get in this playthrough, or this time around. I do have quite the elaborate plan set out for my character here, and progress. And it all starts with leveling up, honestly. And I think I want to do that by focusing on the Fighter's Guild and the Mage's Guild in tandem. Let's see. So I have this super powerful potion, but I want to keep it because I want to sell it. Not that I need the money right now. Poisons I can put in here. My alchemy tools. Probably, yeah. I'm going on an adventure. So I can put all the ingredients and stuff in here at least. Alright. So, I think the next step is to just visit all the big cities, honestly, because I haven't been to all of them, like physically traveled to them. I have this little rule for myself that I want to physically travel to each town before I use the fast travel option. But here we are. I have a lot of those stained caps. But I also have a lot of potions, so I don't need my inventory full of ingredients for the time being. It's a heal over time. Yeah, I want to keep that. Detect life potion. That's actually kind of decent for delving. 22 repair hammers. That should be okay. Kawach Cuirass. Alright. I picked that up last time. Fortify endurance. Let's have a look. Is it good? It's just light armor though. Correct? Age, show details. Light armor, correct. So even if it has some pretty decent chance on it, I'm not going to be using it, I think. Oh yeah, I have potions in here as well. So I'm going to dump some stuff. I want to keep one item, one magic weapon to fight potential ghosts. they're only vulnerable to magic and or silver weapons. And I have my Akiviri Katana for main weapon and my Mace of Voltage. And I just noticed it also has a soul trap on it, which is very nice because that's the next, or one of the later steps of my plan. Alright, so I think balcony here, and fast travel to somewhere closer to one of the big cities. Have I been to Coral? Oh yeah, I've been to Wayne and Pryor at least. Yeah, let's go to the Priory and head up to Coral. The girlfriend, we just spent a long weekend in the capital, enjoying life, and life has just been doing its thing besides that, as after we got home. As it does, and I haven't really been feeling motivated to play Oblivion, but I'm getting back into the groove. The wheels are churning again. Turning? Something's both churning and or turning. What's all this? Nothing. Hello, who are you?
Hondatar is the name. I'm a hunter and mountain man.
Mountain man, tell me about Coral.
The deer here are skittish. Need to get them quick, or they'll lead you a merry chase. Poison on your arrows can help, and it won't hurt the meat.
Usually it does, but...
Do you believe any of that talk about more Oblivion gates opening all over the place?
I heard the
Take
rumors.
care.
And I've seen the gates. Let's see what Coral has to offer.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
What's new with you?
I ran into some goblins in the woods not long ago. Nuts.
Disgusting creatures. I hope to never see another.
See you.
Bye. How do you do?
Do you ever do any shopping at Northern Goods?
I haven't needed anything.
The Oblivion conversation jank. Good times. Let's see if we can find ourselves an inn and make it both daytime and level up.
My pleasure. They say that priests and priestesses of
So that's the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild.
apparently no one has any idea.
Where's the inn? Can we look at the map? We can zoom in. Have a look. Mages Guild. Fire and Steel? It sounds like a shop. Now that I think about it, once I enter the trade goods, once I entered one of the guilds, it'll probably let me sleep there. Lexinoz books. Wooden door to Alberich's Alberic lit house. Okay. I thought it said little there, and that didn't make much sense to me. Alberic's little house. It looked completely average, if you believe that sort of thing. Alright, well, I don't think there might be an inn in here. Alright. Can we head to... next town. How about Anvil? Yeah, let's head to Quatch and walk over to Anvil. Just grab a couple points of interest, or teleport points if you will. And of course loot all the things. That is one sturdy wolf. I thought it didn't look like I hit him, or it did any damage. Bellator's Folly. What is that? Oh. Wait, the Bellator? I think that might be a bit, have been with a TH in Skyrim. But let's follow the road and sleep at the nearest inn. If I remember from like 10 plus years ago, there might be an inn along the way here somewhere. Otherwise I could always sleep in one of the guilds. What time is it? Cannot wait while there are enemies nearby. Okay. Well, I just wanted to look at the time. Here we have another Oblivion Gate. The Gothshaw Inn. That sounds familiar. Or rather, it sounds like what I'm looking for. Hello.
Morning.
What is it, citizen?
Legion soldier.
I hope I can help.
Have you heard any rumors?
I might swim more if it weren't for the slaughterfish. Sharp teeth, and some carry disease.
Okay,
Aye, there's a bed free if you need it.
I'll take it.
Right then. Be seeing you.
It's got to be the one open door, right? Ugh, I was cleaning up after other people. Let's see. I think just 4 hours for now, just to get the level up. I want to max out strength. I've been going hard on strength, mainly because of carry weight, to be honest. Besides that, I think I want to start putting points into intelligence and willpower, because I'm going to get into more spell stuffs as we move on. Sort of been neglecting that for a bit. Alright, thank you for the nap. It should be just about midday once we get to Anvil. Thank you. What the hell were you doing out there? So, I don't want to deal with that Oblivion Gate right now, because I want to save that for later levels. At least 20 plus. If you're not aware, a lot of stuff in Skyrim, Oblivion, and Skyrim for that matter, are leveled, or they belong to like bracketed lists. I didn't want to do that. I want to... hitting the wrong buttons. I've not played this long enough, or enough, period. So like, between level 1 and 6, you get a certain bracket of loot and monsters to spawn. Between like 7 and... between like 7 and 13 you get another bracket, and as such, for certain unique weapons and weapons and armor, and specifically the runestones in the case of the Oblivion Gates, the runestones you get at the top of them, I think you need to be like level 22 or 20 something and above in order to get the highest level versions of those stones, because you can get like a low level version now, or you can wait and get the highest level versions later on. So for certain weapons and armor specifically, like things like the skeleton key, that's not going to be affected by that, right? It doesn't become a better skeleton key because you have a high level version of it, or there is no high level version of it. But things with scaling, like weapons and enchants, yeah, that'll be affected by the level scaling. Brina's Cross. It's another inn. Anything? Repair hammer. I'm not going to bother with that. Door to Brina's Cross Inn. I guess we have a look and see what they.
How goes it?
Come in, Alda.
What can I do for you?
Have you heard any rumors?
On Cyrodiil's northern border is the sparsely populated mountain wilderness called the Valus Mountains.
Okay.
Be seeing you.
So what's this about? What?
Rumors.
In the west, in Old Colovia, that's where men are men. That's the Gold Coast, West Weald and Colovian Highlands.
Okay.
Good day.
That's not so much a rumor as a geographical
What is it now? Yes?
fun fact. Rumors.
Orcs don't ride horses. They eat horses. And sometimes I think they're the smart ones. Wait, maybe it's Dunmer who eat horses.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you.
There is not.
Good day.
Bye, Christoph. Who are you?
Go ahead, please.
Ariel Gerard. Rumors.
Things in the guild have been different since Traven was named Archmage. They're more structured, but everyone seems tense.
Okay, so you're part of the
Goodbye.
Mages Guild? Must be some leg of a quest line. Random Mages Guild per person and random inn. What do you have here? Grapes? I'll have that. They are very useful for a certain type of potion. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but there's a couple of vineyards that are definitely worth grabbing once you're passing by. We can actually check that since my alchemy skill is pretty high, so you recognize all 4 properties. Let's see. Grapes. They're very useful for restore fatigue potions, apparently. It's been a little while since I played. That must be Anvil. Do we follow the road or do we? I thought I saw something moving down there. Oh, must have been that there. On the road again. Let's just get this little homestead on the map as well. See what the fuss is about. Hello.
If you see my good-for-nothing husband, Yalfi, tell him I want back what he stole from me.
Gotcha. Your husband?
Perhaps you can help me. My husband's name is Yalfi the Contemptible. My father said I was a fool to marry him, but I didn't listen. At our wedding, my father gave us a family heirloom as a gift. Rock Shatter, a mace that's been in my family for many generations. Yalfi snatched Rock Shatter from our mantle and took off to find his fortune with the local marauder gang at Fort Strand. I want that mace back.
Gotcha.
Please, I don't think he's ever coming back. And I'd hate to lose such a precious heirloom to a gang of thugs.
Okay. Two things. One, why did you marry someone called the Contemptible? Two, this is a perfect example of the kind of quests that you might want to wait until later levels. Because if I go and do this now, it will likely be a lower level version of Frost Shatter. And it'll be good, but it'll eventually be out-leveled by myself. And I could just wait to do this quest until I'm higher level.
Please bring back Rock Shatter. It means a great deal to me.
Gotcha. I will, eventually. Alright, let's head into Anvil. Oh, the lag. What is that all about? I keep hearing this sound, and I keep thinking it's dragons. How am I only at 55 frames? Jeez. This game is not well optimized. I might have to play around with settings in a little bit, but... So that's the Fighters Guild. And that's the symbol of the Mage's Guild, right? Okay, the eye. Big ol' chapel. What is this? Private domicile? Just trying to steal your petunias.
Stop! You violated the law.
What?
Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit.
Where? When? Current bounty, 5 gold. Okay, I'll pay that
That's
off.
too bad. I was hoping you'd resist arrest. Okay, here's the procedure.
Yeah, we go to the castle and blah blah blah. You can take whatever item you think I might have stolen. So that's the castle. I don't want to be there. Stop! You violated the law.
What is it?
Nothing, I guess. I wanted to go to the Mage's Guild.
Is there no one who would stand for the 9? Umaril is returned.
Have
as was
mercy.
foretold by the head
Just
of
one coin. I'm only a...
Sure, have a coin.
Thank you, Cap.
Anvil Chapel attack.
It's unbelievable. Right in the center of the city. Nobody saw anything. Makes you wonder about the competence of the guard, if you ask me.
Okay. What can you tell me about this prophet?
Sure. Go down to the chapel and you can't miss him. He'll be the one outside ranting at passers-by.
Okay.
To the
Blessings
I'm
of
gonna assume this is the guy.
Oh my! To what do I owe this honor? I am but a humble prophet. What business do you have with me?
Tell me about the chapel attack.
This is only the beginning. Umaril has returned, as foretold by Pelinal Whitestrake in his dying breath.
Who's Pelinal Whitestrake?
Does no one remember the old tales? Saint Pelinal, the divine crusader of legend. Alicia's companion when she overthrew the rule of the Aliens 3,000 years ago. Pelinal, with the aid of the gods, fought the alien sorcerer King Umaril and slew him. But Umaril's spirit survived, and he has now
that's
returned.
my alarm. Oh well. Sorry about that. Okay. So Umaril is an Aelid ancient god thing, and Pelinal stroke him down.
Umaril the Unfeathered,
Stroked him down.
the sorcerer king of the aliens, who ruled over this land for long ages before the rise
Sorcerer
of
king.
men. He was cast down by Pelinal White.
Right. Just tell me who attacked the chapel.
Do you understand nothing? The blood speaks. I can read the ancient runes if you cannot. As uibala umarale el nada rakuva. In the alien tongue, by the eternal power of Umaril, the mortal gods shall be cast down. A curse upon Umaril's ancient foes, and a threat.
Gotcha. So how do we stop Umaril?
Alas, Umaril cannot be stopped. Not without the aid of the gods, not without the Crusaders' relics. Without a champion, the gods are powerless to act.
I'm a bit of a champion.
But who among us is worthy to wield the divine Crusaders' weaponry?
I will quest for the relics.
You would quest for the holy panoply of Pelinal Whitestrake? The legendary relics that have been sought by mighty warriors throughout the ages? Are you a worthy knight?
No, I have no claim to fame.
A humble heart is a good starting point. The gods will decide if you are worthy to seek the relics.
Okay. How can I find the relics?
The gods grant insight to those they deem worthy. Why and how they act is not predictable. What I can tell you is that, traditionally, knights who wish to quest for the relics would walk the pilgrim's way, travel to the way shrines of the 9 divines, pray to each of the gods in turn, and ask their favor upon your quest. If the gods deem you worthy, you will be granted a sign. Go forth with the 9's blessings.
Crusaders Relic Pilgrimage.
Walking the pilgrim's way is the traditional start of a holy quest. Follow the map I gave you. Visit the way.
Okay. I'm
May the
2 for 9 so far.
Old beggar.
I'm curious about what's happening in here, though. Apparently there's been some attack. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that counts. Oh. I guess this is the blood he was reading, or the runes, or whatever he called them. I'm not going to attempt to understand that. Anything of value? I'll have a chapel key. Stealing stuff from dead people inside a chapel. I'm not much of a pious man. Which I probably shouldn't be saying out loud in front of the prophet. Considering the 2 9 divine favors I've gotten so far. No, that's Daedric. That's not the 9 divines. My bad. They're the opposites. Alright, I wanna see if I can buy a soul trap spell. Because I want to start gathering stuff towards making myself some pretty decent enchanted armor.
Hello there. Is there something with which I can assist you? Perhaps you're curious about joining.
I am.
As long as you're not a wanted criminal, there's a place for you in the guild. Are you interested?
Yeah, how about that? That was... Just don't talk to that guy outside the chapel.
All right, then.
You should be fine.
You're now an associate of the Mages Guild. Congratulations.
Thank
You'll
you.
need to receive a recommendation from each local guild hall in Cyrodiil to advance in the guild and be given any sort of responsibility.
Right.
They can be done in any order, but they must all be sent in to the council before you can enter the Arcane University.
Right. Recommendation.
Unlike some frivolous tasks you may be given at other guild halls, this is a serious matter and has consequences. Are you prepared?
Sure, let's say I am.
Then allow me to explain the task. The Council of Mages has entrusted me with resolving a situation along the Gold Road.
Okay.
Several traveling merchants have been found dead along the Gold Road recently, with even more missing. The Council has asked that I put a stop to it.
Gotcha.
You are going to help me do so.
Apparently. Go on.
We believe the killings are the actions of a rogue mage. Battle mages have been sent to the Brina Cross Inn, the only common link between the victims.
I was there.
You are to travel north to the Brina Cross Inn and speak with Ariel Gerard.
Right.
She will give you further instructions.
I think I know her. I think I actually already spoke to her. Have you heard any rumors?
Things in the guild have been different since Traven was named Archmage. They're more structured, but everyone seems tense.
Tell me about this rogue mage.
Some mages do not abide by the principles of the guild and operate outside its boundaries. Many hold little value for the lives of others. The frost burns found on the victims in this case indicate a mage was responsible for their deaths. Likely nothing more than simple robbery. These scrolls should provide sufficient resistance to frost magic when and if you do encounter this rogue mage. Use them wisely.
I'm more of an alchemist myself, but thank you very much. That might actually come in handy. Tell me about the Brina Cross. Actually, I've already been there, but...
The inn lies north of Anvil.
Yeah. Do not
Bye.
let your guard down. Bye!
I'm Felon Relis of the Mages Guild.
Okay.
You never know when you might need a good strong potion. Best to stock up now while you can.
Novice stuff. I don't really need that. Potion of respite? Restore fatigue on self. Okay. Strawberries. A lot of potions, but I can make those myself primarily. Anyone want to sell me some?
I greet you, Thorin, journeyman of the Mages Guild.
Hi, Thorin. Do you have
a look
spell
around.
for me?
You won't find better prices in all Tamriel.
East Burden. It's actually pretty darn useful. I also see the soul trap down there. Sweet. Ooh, I don't have the skill to use it yet, though. My skill is too low. Is that... No, the cost. I have 130 something magicka, so I should have enough of that. But I'll grab it. And then I can level up my mysticism via detect life. Conjuration. Do we want to level conjuration? I think we do, to be honest. Telekinesis. That is fun to play around with, but since you can't delete spells from a spellbook,
Thank you for your business.
It gets quite crowded. So best not to buy unnecessarily too many. Have you heard any rumors?
Captain Dougal's rumored treasure has to be true. I wonder if the first Count of Anvil found it.
The first Count of Anvil? What can you tell me about the chapel attack?
A terrible crime. Everyone in the chapel murdered. Who could have done such a thing? And why?
Good question. What can you say about the Prophet?
I don't know where he came from. Just appeared outside the chapel a day or so after the attacks. Been there ever since. Bye.
Thank you, Thorin. And Sparky. Hello, little Sparky. That is one ugly pet. But I'm not going to say that out loud. Or to their faces, rather. Alright. So we got the spells I wanted. Let's have a look in the Fighters Guild. Let's see if we can join up with them as well.
Hi there.
Hello, Azan.
What can I do for you? Looking for some work? If so, the Fighters Guild can always use able-bodied new members.
Join the Fighters Guild.
The Fighters Guild is always looking for new members. If you've got a clean record and don't have a bounty on your head, we may be able to use you. Are you interested in joining?
Yes.
Fine. You are now an associate in the Fighters Guild. For contracts, speak either with me or with Burzgrow Kosh in Cheydinhall. Good luck to you.
Gotcha. Advancement.
You will advance through the ranks of the Fighters Guild when you have proven your merit. As you complete contracts and fulfill your duties, you'll be promoted to the next station, accepting the associated duties and responsibilities. Be
Gotcha.
aware, though, that your rank can be stripped for failure to uphold the tenets of the guild, or at the sole discretion of the guild master.
Contract.
A contract for you? I think I've got something that suits your experience. Arvina Phyllis has some problem with rats in her house.
Oh, I'm pretty good at killing rats. Haha. Tell me about these rats.
Yes, rats. I'm sure she can explain it to you better than I. She lives here in Anvil. Go and talk to her. Good luck.
Okay. Have you heard any rumors?
Have you heard about Kvatch?
Yeah.
They say that Deirdre came from Oblivion and burned the whole city to the ground.
Oh my. That sounds horrible.
You should listen to him preach. He may sound crazy at first, but the longer you listen, the more sense he makes.
Okay.
Go take care of the rats, then talk to me.
Vigdis.
How are you today?
Rufrius. Vinicus. Herwin. And you are just a porcher. Okay. Unnamed NPC. Aren't we all in this
Hi
grand
there. Rano. I'm
mess
Anvil's advanced trainer in blade weapons.
of a life? Anvil Chapel attack.
Prophet speaks true. This is the start of something terrible. I can feel it in my bones.
Okay. Have you heard any rumors?
Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Deirdre have been driven out.
Oh my. How about that? I just heard about
Go
that.
to it.
Go to it. Alright. Gotcha. So he wants us... Well, the Prophet wants us to go on a big quest for all these shrines, which apparently I got marked on my map. I don't know. Meridia, Sanguinar. But those are Daedric. Are they not? Am I tripping? We did Shrine of Nocturnal. Eventually we will do the strange door, but for the time being that is not in the cards. Like I said, want to get a little bit higher level so we can get the higher level loot as well. But I guess that about wraps it up for this episode. I have gotten some spells that I want to play around with. Superior Soul Trap. That's why I can't afford to use it. Okay. So I need to level up my mysticism quite a bit. Or find a lower level. Oh, I have a lower level version of it. It is a touch spell versus a target spell. Oh, I see. I thought these tabs were by the School of Magic, but no. No. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna keep leveling this for a little bit. And I will see you around in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed. See you around.